We've got a jam-packed video for y'all today, including discussing Texas Tech being in the top 5 for, well, an ACC forward transfer, as well as Texas Tech losing an assistant coach to a Big Ten school. And the Red Raiders, well, they're getting an official visit from one of the best forwards in the transfer portal. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. And this is the order we're going to go in today's video. We're going to start with the latest portal target, Texas Tech losing an assistant coach to a Big Ten school. And then I'll let you guys know the latest portal target set to visit the 806 this weekend. You can see him on your screen in terms of the latest portal target for Texas Tech. His name is Elijah Saunders. And no, don't get upset. Yes, he went to that school that we don't speak of on the East Coast. But he's 6'8", 225 from Phoenix, Arizona originally. He has 1 year of eligibility remaining. He actually played his first 2 seasons of college basketball at San Diego State and was on the national runner-up team, although he did only play about 5.3 minutes per game that year. Now, last year, as a Cavalier, he averaged 10.4 points per game. You can see it on your screen, 5 rebounds, and he shot 34.7% from 3 on about 3.3 attempts per game from deep. He is a versatile wing who can play in the post and be a pop man in the pick and roll. He's more athletic than he may look, especially closer to the rim. I'm not saying he's going to go up and have like a 45-inch vertical, but he's got some bounce to him, okay? Especially with that frame. It kind of surprised me watching the tape, if I'm being honest. Now, according to Synergy, he ranks in the 78th percentile as a spot-up shooter. That's pretty good, not elite, but in that good category. About 75 to 89 is pretty good, right? And he shot 47% from the right arc. That is his spot, right? The interesting thing to me was when I watched his film, I thought he looked okay in the pick and roll. And Synergy just didn't back that up in terms of the analytics. He actually ranked in the 45th percentile as a roll/pop man in the pick and roll. I think there's room for improvement there potentially if he came to Texas Tech. And obviously, you know, the Red Raiders love them a guy or two that is really good in the pick and roll. I think Saunders would be a lot better. Now, defensively, this is where things get interesting because he is 6'8", and there are guys that can guard 1 through 5 that are 6'8". I don't think that that's him, okay? I think he is a guy that has the strength and athleticism that you feel comfortable him guarding 3 through 5 and maybe a 2 on a switch, but you don't feel good about him guarding a guy that's fleet of foot on the outside as a primary ball handler. I just don't feel good about that. Now, the comp, when I watch him play, funny enough, is a former Red Raider. And y'all are going to remember he's relatively recent. He was there when I was in school. Zach Smith, you may remember him on the Keenan Evans teams, Justin Gray, Lawrence Odiase, those guys, right? They were in the same recruiting class. He reminds me of Zach Smith with less bounce, but a more polished offensive game, if that makes sense. He can guard any forward or any big, specifically in the post, and he has the touch and feel on the perimeter offensively to shoot the ball from deep at a pretty decent rate. Again, 34.7% from 3 on 3.3 attempts last year as a Cavalier, Overall, I think he'd be a really solid addition. It's interesting in terms of what Texas Tech's front court is going to look like. You know, JT Toppin has been announced. Is Fetty going to come back? Maybe we get an announcement on that front either way here soon. But in my opinion, when I watch Elijah Saunders play, I think he would be a perfect third big in a rotation and a guy that probably plays in that, let's say 20-ish minute range a night with the capability to play more and the experience to play more. But I think that that's his skill set and what he would flourish in terms of a role at Texas Tech. All right, let's jump into, before we do, actually, I need to show you guys the other 5 schools that Elijah Saunders is thinking about going to. You can see them on your screen right there. Those are the schools, obviously returned to Virginia, but then you've got Texas Tech, Kansas State, Purdue, and Grand Canyon. Interesting list if we're being honest about it. But those are the ones that he's seriously considering in terms of, John Rothstein and his reporting. Figured I'd get that on your screen right there for you guys so y'all could have that. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is Texas Tech losing an assistant coach to a Big Ten school. And let's go ahead and throw that on your screen right now. It's Luke Barnwell. And this is not surprising. And I don't think there should be any kind of like qualm or anything when it comes to this from a Luke Barnwell perspective. You got to think about his roots. He's a Midwest guy. Him and Ben McCollum, the new head coach at Iowa, are really good friends. You know, he was at Sunrise Christian, which is in Kansas. This just makes a lot of sense, right? So wish nothing but the best for Coach Luke Barnwell. And oh, by the way, it's a step up. So he will be moving from a tier below at Texas Tech in terms of the assistant coach to a higher tier at Iowa. So it's a promotion as well. So it just makes a ton of sense. Sad to see him go because I do think he is a really good coach at the end of the day. But also I understand career progression, and he's going to absolutely kill it up at Iowa for the Hawkeyes and Ben McCollum as the head coach up there. All right, the next guy that we need to talk about, and before we do, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button on our journey. It's about 12,000 subs here. We're the largest Texas Tech YouTube channel already, but let's keep growing, people. It's 100% free. And if you don't like it at the end of the day, you can unsubscribe. I get it. Not everybody's going to like me. That's okay. My wife doesn't even like me sometimes. But give it a shot. It's 100% free. Won't hurt you at the end of the day. All right. The guy we need to talk about in terms of an official visit that Jacob Harris of Scarlet and Black Insider and the Portal Report is reporting for Texas Tech this weekend. We already know of 3 visitors. And funny enough, one of the visitors actually already committed, and that was Tyree Bryan from Santa Clara. He committed on Wednesday, April 9th. Then you have Isaiah Pasha, the guard from Delaware. Then you've also got Donovan Atwell from UNC Greensboro. Okay, so those are the 3 confirmed ones that we have talked about previously here on the channel. There is one more, and as I mentioned, Jacob Harris of the Scarlet and Black Insider and the Portal Report is reporting that Lawan Watts, a forward from Washington State, is set to begin an official visit at Texas Tech on Friday, April 11th. Again, Lawan Watts of Washington State. He is 6'6", 233 from Fresno, California. 2 years of eligibility remaining. This is a guy, in my estimation, that would be a perfect and ideal D5 replacement on this Texas Tech roster. Averaged about 13.7 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 4.4 assists. And oh, by the way, he shot 42.2% from 3 last year. Really good passer. Also really good at the post-up game, can play on the perimeter, can be a catch-and-shoot guy. He's got a lot of capabilities and really a full just toolbox of skills that I think would be perfect and flourish in a Texas Tech offense, much like D5 did. And he's a guy to monitor right now alongside those 3 others that I mentioned. Again, Donovan Atwell from UNC Greensboro. You've got Tyree Bryan, who's already committed from Santa Clara, one of the best shooters in the portal. Then you've got one of the best young guards set to be on campus starting on Sunday, and Isaiah Pasha from Delaware. And now you've got Lawan Watts set to be on campus out in the 806 starting Friday, April 11th. He is a name to monitor and a really, really good player. I mean, just real quick, some of his synergy numbers. Good catch and shoot guy, 79th percentile. Really effective as a primary ball handler in the pick and roll, much like D5 was, 78th percentile. And his post-up game, something that, if you remember in the tournament, D5 did really well. Well, Watts ranks out really well, 88th percentile. He's a guy that I think would be a seamless transition for Texas Tech. And maybe there's a little bit of a drop-off there. I don't want to sell D5 short. He is one of the best players in college basketball in my estimation. But if you can land Lawan Watts as the quote-unquote D5 replacement, I think you hit a home run if you're Texas Tech. And he will be on campus starting on Friday, April 11th. That, once again, according to Jacob Harris of the Scarlet and Black Insider and the Portal Report. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Appreciate y'all tuning in. It has been crazy filled with news, and y'all have made this an historic month on the basketball front. Over 100,000 people have tuned in this month. Y'all are absolutely incredible. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And if you haven't already, once again, one more reminder, shameless plug, I'm sorry. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube, almost 12,000 strong. The goal, to get to 12,000 by the end of April, and I know the Back to 12 squad's got me. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to join this great interactive community here on YouTube. I am RC Maxfield, reminding you, as I always do to end these videos, stay safe and Reckham Tech.